that, everybody. My kids are not cooperating, so I'm only gonna do about 15 minutes with the camera on anyway. So I got a few other things that I need to be able to multitask doing while I'm playing this. So, but the camera rig seems to be set up pretty well. Game Capture is saying that it's got some problems with bandwidth. Whoa.
Language analysis complete. Initiating likely greeting. Hello. I am nameless, or I have forgotten my name. My reliquary has become active aboard this vessel, and I have integrated with its simple systems. I have not interfaced with life support, navigation, or weapon systems aboard this craft. My intention is not to harm. It is the device in which I reside. I have drawn power from nearby sources in order to activate it, but I am confused. My reliquary is incomplete. My function is impaired. I desire information. You need only remove my reliquary from your vessel in order to sever the connection. That power lies entirely with you. As I have said, my reliquary is incomplete. I am confused. My memory is fragmented. I have reached out to you for help. While this vessel's systems are limited, I could utilize them to detect the fragments of my reliquary. In return, I may be able to offer assistance to you. It is within my power to improve the function of this vessel. I propose an exchange. Help me recover my memories, and I will in turn advance the systems of your ship beyond their operating parameters. Do you agree? That is acceptable. I have detected a fragment within this solar system. I am providing you with the approximate coordinates. Although the signal is indistinct, it may be inside the larger mass. You may summon me at any time through the command interface of this vessel. Goodbye.
Alright, so I've got an additional mission up now. Let's see everything that I have available in the mission log. So let's assume that I want to make that primer and I actually don't. Still drop that primary assignment. So one thing that I discovered this morning is average to me means high in terms of risk and difficulty. So with my ship as it is right now, it seems like I'm okay to take on low and very low missions, but average missions are very difficult. I ran into some resistance that, I was pounding away at the guys with particle lasers and mining lasers and missiles and broadsides, and in one encounter with one ship, I did absolutely no damage to the ship, despite scoring multiple hits. So I'm wondering if there's a power threshold here that once you that's your tip over point. Once you hit that, then the game kind of takes off as far as level of difficulty and missions you can take on. So I'm gonna go do this dead drop. That's my plan. So I said, cross that way. Strike them down. As usual, my sinuses are killing me tonight. Excuse me. Back away. away from Jabil Station. Now, another problem I've been running into, or a thing that I discovered in the game, is that when you have contraband on board, the lawful militia in the area will engage you simply from scanning your cargo. Although I will admit that so one problem that I have, and I'm not sure how long either Twitch or YouTube are going to let me get away with this, but I do have a custom soundtrack configured. So this is actually the theme to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that has kicked in. So I guess I wish I was capturing this as well as streaming it, because I don't know if Twitch is just going to block this in its entirety or what YouTube is going to do to it once I transfer the video. But yeah, so local militia will scan your cargo, and if they see any illegal cargo, they will attack you. At least if you don't answer their hail, which I have yet to answer their hails. Also, I've found out a couple things that I probably miscommented on in previous episodes. Number one, when you're in the equipment bay configuration screen when you're on a space station, and if we see some of that tonight, I'll bring it up again. When they're colored in orange, that is not salvage that you've collected. That indicates equipment that you can buy in combination with trading in whatever you have currently mounted. So I figured that out. And there's one other thing that I made an assumption about in a previous episode of Infinite Backlog, and I realized what the truth was playing over the other days of the weekend, but I cannot remember what that was. And of course, we have the theme to Batman here, the Tim Burton film. Which is funny because I've had this configured in my custom music through about the first 5 hours I've been playing this game, and I have never heard it until now. Right at the point where it's likely to get me some flack. So I configured this additional setup of the webcam with the 2 PC streaming setup that I've been working on. So I do have the camera going over to the streaming PC. It's actually plugged into a USB 2.0 port, so I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. Of course, I did go through the painful learning curve of realizing that the Elgato was just not going to stream well if it was not plugged into a USB 3.0 port. So, and I'm using the Blue Yeti tonight for my microphone, which because it picks up so much noise, or picks up, the gain on it, just picks up any sound. It has necessitated me breaking out the headphones to use on my gaming PC, so I don't get a bunch of feedback. Yeah, this is a ways out there. Like the
stellar map.
No, I'm not that far out actually. I guess I'm just coming from very far in the interior where I do not normally operate. What is that? It's a jump gate. So I always like that fly-in when you come back out of the map view. Although sometimes it's a little bothersome because you really just want to get back into the ship when you pop out and say you're trying to decide your escape vector. And you're leaving the fight and you're actively being shot at. I thought she said I could recall her from the tactical, from the command overlay, and I do not see anything where I can recall her. apologize, guys. This is a really long ferry out to this dead drop. So one thing that's nice, at least to this point, is I've never gotten into a fight and had my engines damaged to the point where if I got really beat up in a fight, that then in addition to that I had to make this slow crawl back to a nearby space station. So even when I have gotten beat up in combat, my the engines have been still powerful enough to allow me to go to warp and transit a distance quickly. How far out this is.
Stellar map.
Yep, this video is definitely not going to be allowed on Twitch. And I'm probably screwed as far as trying to export it to YouTube. I'm sure their copyright detectors will pick up. So, what I'll be mostly getting out of this is technical verification of this configuration, that it's going to work in the future. If it at least goes to Twitch, I'll also be able to just make sure that the audio levels are still good. I'm sorry this has not been a very decent stream. Like I said, my kids are just not helping out tonight. Like I said, this video probably won't even either be allowed to be posted or be allowed to remain for any length of time because of the proprietary music I have playing in the background. Not proprietary, I'm sorry, the copyrighted music. It's not my intent usually when I, before I bring the game up for streaming, I do kill the custom soundtrack, but I forgot to do that tonight because I was trying to hurry up and throw this together in between my little demons yelling and screaming. This is impossible. This cannot possibly be this far out. Great. So, I owe everybody an apology because I didn't realize I didn't have the warp engines engaged.
Satellite boosters depleted.
So that's why it took so long. It's because
satellite boosters depleted. Accelerate satellite.
it's because I didn't have the warp drive in it.
Ordnance flow.
I'm sure that's what I... Yeah. Is that the mission objective though? Because if I have to jettison... They can't possibly want me to jettison my own missiles in order to pick up the ordnance, right?
Collision warning.
Pretty nice rendering though of electromagnetic interference. There we go. Turn to station.
Engines at maximum.
Great. So these Korean craft are the things that have been giving me such a hard time.
Depleted.
They seem to be more powerful than the double jacks that I've been engaging.
Satellite boosters depleted.
Usually I'm itching for a good fight, but like I said, I got wrapped up with those things earlier today. Did not go well. Those may have just been fighters though, so I probably would have been okay, but we have plenty of time tonight to do some extra streaming. Like I said, this is just kind of my camera test. And this time I will actually remember to engage the warp drive. Oh, that's such a horrible waste of time. I can't believe I was so distracted by all the configuration settings that I was trying to check while I was streaming, and then that kid screaming that I completely forgot to engage sticking warp drive, and it took like 10 or 15 minutes to transit to that mission area. That's the kind of thing that I guess if I was just gaming by myself tonight, that wouldn't have been a big deal. There goes Artemis Systems Blue Star. But, you know, since I'm streaming, I ate up valuable airtime and bandwidth being a jackwagon. Hopefully that is not a mistake that I will make again tonight.
Depleted. Exit satellite.
You know what?
Engines at maximum.
However, I did just make another idiotic mistake. I completely forget that,
Exit satellite. Initiating contact. This location appears to be accurate. I cannot quite identify the exact source, however. It is likely that it is within some of the wreckage. I will continue to refine the search and then wait.
Knew this was going to
The
happen.
region. Their weapon systems are active. I believe their intention is hostile.
Great.
Inbound.
There you are, right where he said you'd be. Money in the bank.
Threat level. Laser turret.
Alright, so one fighter
Missiles
down.
inbound. Satellite boosters depleted. Threat level orange. Double shields down. Missiles inbound.
Broadside mode, broadside mode.
Down. Broadside.
Missiles. Yeah, I mean,
Missiles inbound.
that's the same thing I faced this morning. That blasted Red Devil Corvette, like, just do no damage to it at all. Alright guys, well that's an appropriate place to end the in-camera test. So we'll set up.
Contraband has been detected aboard.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Incoming hail. Selecting language ranges. I am the initiating. It is the you need only as I have. Well, this it is with that. You may goodbye.
There's the primary. So this is one of the weird things about the iconography in this game is
Engines at maximum.
waypoints with an exclamation mark in them are not your primary mission. The primary mission is actually represented by the double diamond.
Well, look what we got here.
You guys forget that. Go into warp. See ya! And I'm still playing the music. Full scan. Slow it down a little bit.
Enemy craft inbound.
There we go.
Engines at maximum. Exit satellite. Laser turret.
shows that laser is doing absolutely nothing like that. They're so close that they're preventing me from going to warp. Let's go with the starboard side turn. Kills all that noise.
Accelerating to sublight.
This time I will remember to do it correctly. And I will actually go back to the substation to get my payment for this. Nope, not stopping for distress beacons tonight. Okay, so once I make this, what I believe will be a successful drop at the space station, we'll go ahead and get fitted out again for the next run and go try and pick up the, I don't know what you call it, the reliquary. So we'll say the setup for bringing the webcam overlay onto this is really sharp and pretty easy to set up with the Elgato HD60. I continue to be very pleased. I bought that piece of equipment.
Satellite boosters depleted. Stop. Mission complete.
Nice. I'm really surprised. Huh. So between all that, there's no repairs needed. So let's see if I can at least see an example of what I said with the equipment bay. There's orange there. Yeah, so this Mark 1 Magna mine's 12,300 credits, right? What that means is I can take the secondary weapon that I have now and trade it in and get these Mark 1 Magna mines, and that I will have 700 credits left over. So it's a really kind of Byzantine way of trying to say what it is they were trying to say instead of just saying that directly. So, but it's also a little bit difficult to kind of really decide what weapon is the best. It doesn't feel like it's by stats. I've decided that I like direct fire weapons much more so than things like flat cannons and mines. So hence I've gone with putting lasers on the dome and belly turret. The thing I'm not quite convinced about is whether or not I have the best proton cannon. No. So I've got the Mark 1 proton cannon. I think that's what I really need to kind of even the odds out in the field. I mean, the ones that I have do 44 damage per second. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for the in-camera test. So I'm actually going to kill the stream, and then I will be back on here shortly, audio only. Thanks a lot for joining in. I think this will be episode 3 in the Infinite Backlog Rebel Galaxy series, so that's it. Let's put a stamp on it.